In our conversations, it was very clear that people understood that there is extreme poverty here in Amarillo. And we spoke with people across the different spectrums of class. So we had people that were experiencing it and people that were witnessing it. And what we understood was that people really saw education as really important to ensuring that people are able to get what they need. And a lot of them even would reference Amarillo College when they were talking about it. And I think that has to do with the fact that AC is talking to the community about what they're trying to do, and that their work is nested inside other community initiatives that are really focusing on this as critical to the success of the city. So what we found is that Amarillo College has engaged in full-scale culture change to address the challenges that their students today are facing. They took a very careful look at who their students are, and they asked the students what were the barriers to their ability to complete. And they've modeled their work, their strategic plan, their values, their curriculum, and their services to ensure the students have what they need.
They're so good at assessing your needs and directing you to the places that you need to go to get your needs met. For example, like a major medical issue, like back surgery, you have to take 2 months. I had to take 2 months off work. So I planned as well as I could, saved up money, but it just wasn't enough. And at the point where I was at the end of my rope and couldn't pay for daycare, and how am I going to go to school? What am I going to do with my little girl? And I go in there and I'm in tears, you know, like I love school, but I just don't know if I can keep doing it. They say, we're going to see what we can do.
And so I was overwhelmed by having such world-renowned researchers affirm what we're trying to do and use research to validate it and then to challenge us to do even more. But we're really proud of the fact that 25 to 30% of our students have leveraged the use of our Advocacy and Resource Center, are working with our social workers and our faculty and staff to overcome their biggest life barriers. But I think what the case study points out is we're serving 35% of our students. We need to be serving 70% of our students, because that's how many students wear these birds when they walk on our campus. And we have an obligation to serve all of them, not just half of them.
So I would say Amarillo College is advanced in terms of how they're doing this work. There are community colleges that are engaged in this. There is a national nonprofit called Single Stop that is actually embedding human services agencies on the college campuses, and they partner almost exclusively with community colleges, although they have expanded into 4 years. Additionally, I think community college leaders understand the critical role they play in their communities, particularly in rural areas like the Panhandle. Higher education was not designed for students coming from backgrounds of poverty. And it's really important, if we're going to create access to make sure these students can thrive and complete, to reimagine what it means to be an education institution.